All right, Dolphins fans, after all that anticipation, week one is over, and I'm doing my first regular season recap of the year. If you can subscribe, please do. Well, who gives a fuck? Anyway, let's fucking talk about it. So, week one is over. Dolphins win 20-7. There's a lot you could take from this game. I see a lot of negativity from Dolphins fans on the internet on Tua. I've said this same thing before. I'm not huge on him. I don't hate him. I thought he played really well today. I thought he did a lot of what he was asked to do. And the negative plays that he had, other than that one almost pick in the fourth quarter, when the game was already decided, it felt like the negative plays had a lot to do with the offensive line not holding up. And you seen maybe 2 or 3 times they were going for that play action deep ball to Tyreek, but the offensive line just didn't hold long enough, especially in the end of the game. It felt really like McDaniel was trying to rub it in the Patriots' fucking faces. They were passing a lot more than they needed to, which I respect. The Patriots did that to us for years. And it's time that we fucking put our dicks in their mouths for once. And we sure did. I'm happy with the result. Really happy with the defense. Mac Jones. First of all, the run game for New England did a little bit too well for me to be comfortable with. But at the end of the day, it should have been a shutout. The Patriots should have had 0 fucking points at the end of the game. The only reason they scored was that bullshit call on Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins should have scored more points, you know. They got down the field. Towards the end of the game, they would have scored again had the game not ended, and they just had to kneel it out to avoid looking like too much of assholes. And they really had a couple, that one possession where Tyreek Hill got grabbed. It should have been pass interference, but wasn't. Should have scored about 27 to 30 points. But what are you going to do? A win's a win, 20-7. To this point, only the first games have ended. The second games are on now. They had the second largest margin of victory to the Ravens, who were playing the Jets. It's week one. The people saying that Tua looked bad, it's fucking week one in a new offense. This would have been disappointing to you unless they scored 50 points. And don't get me wrong, I wanted them to score 50 points. I really did. I was just as excited as everyone else for this game. I stood up the entire game, pacing back and forth. I was looking forward to this football game. And I wasn't disappointed. Dolphins win by 2 possessions. Should have been 3 or 4 possessions. Mac Jones threw for 213, had a touchdown, a pick, and a fumble that was recovered and returned for a touchdown. He didn't look too good. He would have had less than 200 if he didn't get that deep ball. And then Jacoby Myers made a great catch. Got that bullshit call that got them their only touchdown. Is it really Patriots week if they don't get at least one freebie to keep them in the game? No, it's not. The fucking Dolphins did what they had to do. They held them to 78 rush yards. I felt like they had a little bit too big of holes most of the time. But I didn't hate it. I felt like the defense really played well. They got in on Mac Jones a few times. Agba had a sack. Brandon Jones with the strip sack. There's probably other good defensive plays I'm just not remembering. I've been drinking the rum all day. So what the fuck are you going to do? On the offensive side, because that's what everyone gives a fuck about, let's stop pretending we're hyper-focused on the defense. We're hyper-focused on Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. Especially those cocksucker fucking commentators. I forgot the dude's name. Enchilada or something. That fucking dude hated Tua's guts. Like, every time Tua didn't hit Tyreek Hill and took the dump off, it was, I thought he had Hill wide open. And then he'd go on about it for 5 minutes. Didn't say shit negative about Mac Jones. It was like watching a a fucking political party, fucking trying to state their case. He really, and then they said Tua looked the same as last year. I don't think you could say that. I think there were some things Tua could definitely work on, but we seen a more confident Tua today. He threw for 270 yards, a touchdown on 23 completions, 33 attempts. He looked good to me. He looked acceptable, and there is room to improve. I'm not saying it was perfect, but this was a damn good game from Tua. A damn good game. Probably a top 3 game of his career so far. Honestly, the only game that I could think where Tua maybe was better is the Arizona game his rookie year. Other than that, this was a great performance from Tua. And he could have hit Hill maybe 1 or 2 more times, but Hill had 8 catches for 94 yards. Tua trusted him. He threw that one long ball up to him and trusted him. And Tyreek made it happen for him. There's the clip right there, actually, as I fucking watch it. I just put the clips in randomly, so. And they were 6 of 14 on 3rd down. That could be worked on. I tell you what, when at the end of the first half, when they went for it on 4th down, I remember liking the call. And when Tua hit Waddle for that touchdown, I lost it. I scared the shit out of my baby and my cat. I was freaking happy as fuck. I was celebrating the whole halftime. It was 17-0 at the half against the Patriots. Mike McDaniel, man, he looked good. He looked confident, collective. I would have liked to see a couple more runs. It felt like they were really leaning on Tua to be the run game. But overall, this was a really good performance by the Miami Dolphins, and I am very excited to see them play next week against the Ravens with an even tougher task. And I'll be back to review that game. All right? Fins up, motherfuckers. The Patriots suck.